What up, y'all? It's your boy Anton with Simply Marvelous. And today we have another special guest. Once again, my man Bruce the Nightmare is in the building. Let's see what the moniker is today. Brother Razor Ramon. Where the toothpick though? Where the toothpick?
I left the toothpick. I'm losing machismo over here. What's up, bro? What's happening? Shalom, peace. Real quick,
yeah.
R.I.P. to the legendary Bill Russell.
Word.
You know what I mean? One of the true GOATs. Yeah. R.I.P. to him, man. They need to do a biopic of Bill Russell, man.
I'm sure one of the people that gets left out of the GOAT conversation. Yeah. But you throw them rings in the air, he gonna have to catch the most. You heard? Because we got 11 of them.
He got 11 of them, and two of them he was a player coach.
Can't nobody put that on their resume at all. No, nobody ever will. Matter of fact, LeBron is the closest. He just ain't getting a check, coach.
True. He shared. What's wild is he and my grandma, Bill Russell, and my grandma share a birthday. He just he a year before her, but they share a birthday.
Okay. Shout out to your grandma too.
Yeah, that's what's up.
All right, y'all. We got an action-packed show today. We probably have one more guest pop in at some point, but we're gonna just talk about some of the random news tidbits that came out today, and we're gonna start, do a little theorizing off of some of the trademarks that Marvel has filed. We get to, nerd out one more again, like we always do. All right, you ready to just jump on right into it, man?
Yeah, that's cool with me, man. Let's make it happen.
All right, no doubt. First interesting news thing that came out today. Well, I wouldn't say today. I got wind of it today. We've theorized about it before. Daredevil getting his series, and now Punisher. Seems like they're drying the ink on that situation and confirming that he is going to have his own show on Disney Plus. Cross our fingers, TVMA. TVMA. Come on, y'all. We've all seen, I shouldn't say all of us, but a lot of us have seen what they did on Netflix. Me, I was a fan. I'm a big fan of that series. That's one. I think that's number 2 next to Daredevil. Daredevil definitely was better, but the violence in Punisher. Even if it is TVMA on Disney Plus, it still won't reach the levels of what they did on Netflix. There's no possible way that they can pull it off that same way. What do you think about this news, though, Bruce?
If they could do it right or anywhere close to what they did on Netflix, keeping it gritty, kind of grimy, action-packed,
right,
it's going to just be hard.
Yeah,
like I agree. You know what I'm saying? It definitely is the second best Netflix series due to behind Daredevil. Right. I'm slipping a little bit. I still haven't watched season 2 of Punisher, but I know season 1 was solid.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Was solid. But I know just alone what he was doing this season in the first season and in, you know what I mean, in Daredevil,
yeah,
was just ridiculous. You know what I'm saying? Oh boy, that plays him. I can't think of his name, but he does his thing all the time. Yeah, he does his thing all the time. Whether it was, the accountant back in the Walking Dead days, in that version of the MCU, I think we need a kind of a more gully, grimy character. You know what I'm saying? And more street level character will make it that much more dope or open the eyes up for the ones that don't know it. We have a lot of the bright colored guys, the bright colored ladies, or they might have some darker tones to them, but it's still not quite as what the Punisher was bringing to the table. But I'm for it, man. I'm excited. If they make it happen, I'm definitely excited for it. I'll be watching.
I definitely think they are making it happen for sure. The next question will be, do they bring any of the other TV show characters from that universe and some of the other shows? I was about to say Johnny Blaze. Wow. Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist. I think it's probably unanimous that everybody at least wants Iron Fist to be recasted. I would love for Iron Fist to show back up, but we need a new one. Luke Cage, I'm cool with the current Luke Cage that they have. I would just want them to do a little more with the character. especially action related. Because I don't know, I don't want to call it corny, but like a lot of his action scenes, just what you know what I mean. They just it was just like, come on, man, that was a little weak. I mean, obviously he's invulnerable. You know, he can take bullets. I mean, play up on that role. You know what I mean? Let a brother walk through in a hell of gunfire, choke slam, something. You know what I mean? But they kind of made him corny. So I just want him to be better.
I thought the same thing. Yeah. To me, he looked like them fight scenes look real unathletic. Yeah. I know our boy Bebop. Bebop said, he said he fought like a no-neck brother. Like that was his exact word. He said he got there he said a no-neck brother. So he looks stiff.
Very stiff.
I mean, to me, I like the actor. I can't remember homeboy's name right now. I'm watching one of his series right now, but I'm not trying to have nobody lose a job. I'm not doing that. But I wouldn't, if they casted somebody that was a little more athletic, I would be with it. Him and because I would say Luke Cage probably came fourth on my list. I would probably put Jessica Jones above that, Luke Cage, and I would say Iron Fist. But them fight. They gotta come more correct with them fight scenes, man.
Yeah, I agree.
Do something. He said he fought like a no-neck brother.
That's funny. You seen that? Have you seen like I don't know what the channel is on YouTube, but the dude that be walking through like this all the time. He be coming through like
I don't know.
He be kicking people's food out of their
He be smacking hamburgers out of their hands and cigarettes and
What are you doing?
You supposed to be training. Pushing people over on the basketball court and stuff.
Let's see. Was it Taurine Rain Reloaded said Luke Cage was more entertaining in other people's shows.
Respect that.
Respect that.
All opinions.
Yeah. I like the world that they had in Luke Cage. You know, a lot of it was in the barbershop and like familiar places that we know. You know what I mean? But it's just, you know, I was probably speak for Bruce a lot that the action counts a lot and it has to be on point. And in that show, it really wasn't. It really wasn't.
And another thing too, for somebody to be as strong and invincible as he was getting rocked. Like he was getting whooped a lot.
Yeah.
In all of it, even when they did the Defenders, you see in fight scenes, Jessica Jones beating people, Daredevil beating, and like Luke Cage was getting bodied. I mean, like this dude not supposed to be getting bodied like that.
Right.
When Bushmaster showed up and was putting serious hands on him. Like Luke Cage was doubting himself. Like, hey, what's going on?
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Bushman gave him the business for real. Man, for real,
he was doing jump kicks on him. Man, do that. Just change that up, man. I like dude as an actor. He's straight, but them fight scenes just didn't get it done, man. He looked at extra stiff. He was out there moving like Andre the Giant in his last part of his career. It wasn't good, man.
Yeah, Andre in the last part of his career. That's all bad. But it's all bad. All right. So we hope most of those characters show up at least in one form and maybe even get the Defenders or create a whole nother team. We'll probably talk a little more about that moving on with the show as we get into some of these trademarks.
No doubt.
You know what I mean? Some things. All right. The next thing is we've all witnessed the MCU be put together, and the main cog in the first phase 1 and 2 was Mr. Nick Fury. Now it seems as if we got a new guy that's just showing up in absolutely every property. Is Wong our new Nick Fury? It's like, who? I mean, I like Wong. I like Wong a lot, but I wonder what it was about Wong that made them say, okay, he should be the through line in so many different stories. He was already in Shang-Chi, of course, in Doctor Strange 1 and 2. He showed up on the scene in the Avengers movie. Now he's going to be an integral part, apparently, in this She-Hulk show.
She-Hulk.
Yeah, so, and he was at the end credit of Shang-Chi, assembling the team. It's like, is he playing the Nick Fury thing? Is that what he's here for? Or are they just boosting him up so they can kill him and make us really mad? You know how they do that. When you're about to kill somebody, they're going to put him in a couple extras so you can have a few more heartstrings.
You can connect with him, and then they take him away from you. Yeah, I didn't until you sent that message and I glimpsed over it. Like that Nick Fury comparison never really crossed my mind, but it makes sense.
It's coming.
I mean, it makes sense. It seems like that's what it is. Either just that man's work schedule is just that available that he could just show up all the time. You know what I'm saying? Maybe he don't got a wife, maybe he ain't got a wife or kid at the crib.
Right.
Or he just need them checks. It's either, it's either that or I mean he's the sorcerer supreme now.
Facts,
so I mean
facts.
maybe since he has maybe a title, since he's he in the second Strange, he was hitting to like, hey, you're supposed to bow. So unless they're pushing that sorcerer supreme avenue, I mean the dude's a good actor, solid character. He's got that wittiness to him, but it's not overdone. So I'm cool with it. You know what I'm saying? And usually when he shows up, he's ready to scrap.
Yeah, he's already ready for action.
Right.
Yeah.
So I mean, to me, if it was a character that showed up and just took a nap or did something crazy, I wouldn't. Yeah, but I mean, Wong shows up. He's either telling you something that's about to happen, or we got to get busy. You know what I'm saying? So if he is the new Nick Cage, I mean, I really have no problem with that.
Right.
It's cool seeing him. You know, he's the one thing in this last phase that kind of connected because we saw him. More than that, you really didn't. But yeah, if he's that, man, I'm cool with it.
I feel like he has a wealth of knowledge that probably needs to be shared, you know what I mean, or relayed to a lot of the other people, because he's been basically protecting this earth, this realm and earth since whenever he took the mantle of being that protector. I don't even remember if they said, but he knows of the imminent threats that are coming, and he just seems like the perfect person to be able to, gather the troops. He doesn't seem overbearing. He just seems like a good dude and knows what needs to be done, and he's ready for the smoke if it needs to be brought there.
That's what makes him a good character. So I'm all for it.
Yeah, I like Brother Wong. You say Wong is in everything these days. He's getting that Disney bag. Facts. He's definitely getting the bag. He was in No Way Home too, so he's showing up everywhere. I feel like he's showing up more than Nick Fury did in the first place, though.
I think you're right.
I think you're Fury. Right. I mean, maybe Fury passed him the job application before he went to space and started messing with the scrolls out here.
Probably.
Yeah, Wong is the new Fury. See, John, what up?
What's happening? I think I agree with you, man.
Yeah. All right, so let's get on to something else, and all these will lead into other things. But Avengers, KANGS, the Kang Dynasty has a director, and it is Dustin Critton. And that's the director of Shang-Chi. Yeah, probably the best movie to come out of this past phase, in my opinion, and more importantly, this guy knows how to do action. The action in Shang-Chi was unbelievable, and there was a lot of people on screen. It's not like straight up one-on-one. There was a lot of moving sets, on a bus, and then when they went to Tallow, you had dragons, you had bats, you had two armies going. Like, it was a lot going on. So he seems like the most fitting person to helm a Avengers movie, where there's going to be a lot of characters to deal with, similar to how the Russo brothers did Infinity War and Endgame when they came in the game messing with the Winter Soldier, who also had a fire ensemble of characters. So this decision to use Dustin Critton to be the director, do you agree with that decision?
I'm with it, man. Definitely after how you just, you just broke it down the way that you did. I know I was just thinking about the fight scenes, but then when you brought the war scene, the multiple characters, I think they giving the right guy the right, the right check, they giving the check to the right guy. I mean, he already got experience with the MCU. So keep it in house. Because like you said, by far that Shang-Chi was the best movie that came out of that last phase. I know it made solid money.
Yeah,
the scenes was solid. Yeah, it should be real hard, man. I mean, you there's no way to you can't mess this up. So yeah,
nah, I
I'm
feel
with it.
you.
I'm
I
with it. I'm
definitely
on
feel
board.
you. With him being the new director, do you think that is an indication that Shang-Chi will play heavily into these next big movies? Because he's dealt with that world a lot. So
I think we'll see him. I don't know if he'll be heavy in it. I see, man, that's a good question. Like I see the female characters getting a lot more attention in Thor. Uh I mean, definitely, there's no Iron Man anymore. Most of those movies starred Iron Man, Cap, if it wasn't Iron Man, it was Cap. So to me, it's filling those holes up. There's a lot of characters that are still new-ish. So I mean, to me, I think we're going to see a lot of the more of the female characters. I think we're going to see Shang-Chi, but I don't think it's going to be a huge, big role. Um, but I mean, if it is, hey, I'm good for it, man. I mean, because it's going to be exciting scenes. Whatever he's in, it's going to be some type of action-packed scenes. He's not going to be there to be a standby. So either way, though.
with that being said, then let's kind of go ahead and just play around real quick. Let's try to just guess kind of who's going to be on that team by the time Avengers Kang's Dynasty shows up. Now we just mentioned Shang-Chi. I actually think he's going to be really, really in the fight at some point, just because Wong, Mr. Fury, is already scooped him up, probably threw him under the wing, and he's holding an artifact in the 10 rings that has some sort of significance. What it is, I don't know. Maybe even relates directly to Kang or the Kree or whatever. So, Katie, I don't know. That's the sidekick things. I don't know if she's ready for that type of war, but I'm sure she'll be in the movie at least. I don't know about Avengers level. We're gonna have one of the Ant folks, Ant-Man, Wasp. Where I think they're gonna call the child Stinger instead of Stature. So I think she's one of them. Even Michelle Pfeiffer's character in Hank Pym. Like somebody's gonna die in that movie more than likely, but at least one or two of them are probably going to be brought in for some Avengers type stuff. And then you have I'm trying to think, who else can we add in there? I don't think
pop up somewhere.
You think Spidey will be back by then? You think
I think
so?
He'll pop up somewhere. Yep.
Okay. Last thing I heard about Spidey, and they kept saying this, is Spider-Man will be a street level hero when he comes back to the MCU, and that makes me think that he'll be in there with like Daredevil and the Punishers and Hell's Kitchen and in the streets of where is he? He Brooklyn, right? Queen.
Yeah,
he Brooklyn. So
he Brooklyn.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. So we got other suggestions in here. Let me see. Oh, we got Shang-Chi, Doctor Strange. Wong. I think Doctor Strange might be off the rails by that movie. He had that dark hold on him. I don't know. He got the third eye right now. I don't know. I'm not sure where Doctor Strange is going to be, but yeah, Wong for sure. We know
Wong will be there.
Yeah,
the new Captain America, Captain America will be there. Thor going to be there. They'll probably pull She-Hulk in by that time.
I wonder if they're going to do that. Yeah, probably. Yeah, sure.
Somebody from Ant-Man.
Ant-Man, War Machine.
Yeah, War Machine.
America Chavez, that's a good one. I wonder if she's going to be on the team. She seems like she's one of those people that I don't know if they'll use her actually as a team member. She feels like somebody they bring in to like as a weapon or a plot device. Like if we're in the multiverse type thing, go get America so we can boom get here or get here, something like that. But maybe, I don't know. She's on my poster up here. Once again, she's a part of the Ultimates with Black Panther, Spectrum, Captain Marvel, and Blue Marvel. But we'll see. That's where I hope this all ends up, and we'll talk about that more. Who got maybe Shuri. Somebody from Wakanda has to be there.
Somebody from Wakanda.
Yeah, I mean Okoye has been there already, so I'm sure she's gonna be there in general. You know,
right.
I don't know, Ironheart or Shuri could be there. We have to have somebody that's in the, what does Spider-Man say? The guy in the chair, the tech person who's you know, supplying the team with all the new stuff, the intel. You know what I mean? We have to have somebody, and I could imagine that would be probably somebody out of Wakanda. They have obviously the best technology to do such. So
I mean, Shuri's perfect for that. Just keep it Shuri.
I agree. I got somebody saying Monica Rambeau. I hope so. That'll be fine. I can't wait to see her full spectrum, no point intended, of powers. How they're actually going to really, because she's, like I said, she's damn near Omega level. If they make her like she's in the comics, she's super powerful, and she's on the same level as Captain Marvel. Then you already know what she's on.
Right.
What I mean?
Captain Marvel will probably be Avenger in there too, so she'll probably be a part of that squad.
Yeah, absolutely. They'll probably bring in Miss Marvel, to be honest. They probably will. You know, somebody put out a real list on us. Ooh, you wilding. I see a Loki and a Sylvie. Ooh. I don't know about that one.
War Machine. Winter Soldier. I forgot about Winter Soldier.
Yeah, Bucky. Where's the fight? Valkyrie. Yep. Namor is going to be like a fringe member. He's going to show up when the stakes are so crazy that he has to get involved because his kingdom is going to get touched.
Right.
He's that guy. Like, I don't think he's really a team player, far as I know. The Illuminati may be established by then, so that could be something to think about too. Yeah, so hold on. Okay, Fantastic Four too. I think somebody said that. I think their movie is first in Phase 6. So, yep, it will be before this movie also. So, I mean, never know what we got. We could see. I don't know. I don't think we need a stiff man and an alcoholic on the team.
I wouldn't be mad though, but I don't know if that's going to happen. I mean, to me, they still with Hawk being MIA and some of the people that they lost, I feel like they still have actually lost like muscle. I still feel like they need muscle. You know what I mean? And I don't know who they're gonna, who they've introduced right now. Who's really that guy? Who's the bodyguard? Who's the, like on the first one, they said we have a Hawk. Who can you say that about now? And I mean, they're gonna say we got a She-Hulk. I guess they could, you know what I mean? But
yeah,
I think they still need that beast type character.
I mean, if Marvel is smart, they'll bring the Hulk back into the fold in general. Like, he's not hurt anymore. They don't have an excuse for him to not join the fight, especially if the fight is big enough, other than to say he a punk. I'm gonna say that's the light version of that. I mean, that's the only way you can excuse him out of any battle now. Right. That's the only way. He don't have no hurt arm. He's back to fully jacked. He's back to having the nightmare biceps. There's no excuse at all. So, I mean, there's a lot of people who could be on this team. We have characters that we probably haven't even met yet that'll be out by then. That's not including the Fantastic Four. So just never know. But the team, it's hard to say if I feel better about it than the original team, just because we love the original team so much more. There's so much we got that. It's right here with us, with the original team. I think they can assemble a team better than it, but it just depends how they write it. Shang-Chi, like, I don't think there's nobody on the team that could, can you still hear me? Okay. Old team that can rock with Shang-Chi if he's comic accurate, besides like the gods. Like, Cap has nothing for him. Iron Man, he don't have nothing for him when he's in his 10-ring form and all that. Like, they can be more powerful. It's just, can they prove it to us? Can they show it to us? Can they, not let us rely on comic stuff? Show us on screen that these guys are more formidable than our original members, because the threat is more formidable.
Right.
So, yeah. All right. Yeah, I was hoping Jamar was here for that one. Maybe he had another gym or something, but it's all good. It's all good. So with that said, we're gonna move on. Let me check our comments, see if I didn't miss anybody. Oh, somebody said Iron Patriot. That's ain't that Isaiah's son?
I believe so.
Okay.
But because I know that was what
Ooh, Rhodey was Iron
suit.
Patriot.
Yeah. The first suit was Brody. Yeah. I have to rewatch the show.
Okay.
But I mean, whoever she was suit up, they probably would need that suit. You know what I mean? They're gonna need everything they can.
All of it. They got about 3-4 Kangs they got to mess with.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
Let's see. What are you saying here? I want Fantastic Four, real cast, not John Krasinski and Emily Blunt. No origin in D23. So I did hear this, that they are not doing an origin story for the Fantastic Four. And I wonder what they mean by that, though. Do they mean they're not going to do an origin story in their movie, or are we just not going to see how they gain their powers at all? They just going to show up ready to ride.
I think that's what it is. They're just going to show up
Spider-Man style.
Yeah. Okay. Because I mean, they've been so many other movies, so they just there. And I mean, I've heard, fans say that's one of the problems they have with superhero movies, is they always want to explain.
Right.
I get it. I get it though. But yeah, I mean, to me, I'm not mad at that. I mean, that kind of makes sense. Just let them be. Well, the only way is if they need to explain the timeline, or if where was they when the snap happened. If they come that way, yes, they're going to have to explain something. But I'm still cool with it. If it comes, right straight to action, let's do it. Hit the ground running.
I agree with that. That's 15, 20 minutes in a movie that we don't have to sit there knowing what's about to happen. So yeah, I agree with you on that. All right, let's get on to our next topic. And we're going to get into the fun stuff. So Marvel has been trademarking things left and right, apparently. Yeah, even things that we didn't see at this past Comic-Con. And I'm excited. There's a lot of things in here. So first of all, we know we're in the multiverse saga right now. We have 2 more sagas that they trademarked. And that is the Eternity Saga and the Timeless Saga. So I assume they're planning 10 to 15 years down the line already. They are. I have no idea what these sagas could entail. I think they're more cosmic than things earthbound. Maybe Galactus type, entities, and Eternity that showed up in Thor: Love and Thunder and things like that. So things is about to get weird out here. So I could say. Oh man,
we probably see some other. We probably see the Watcher.
You think so?
The Watcher with all this. So I think we're going to have to, if it's going to start getting more cosmic. They already showed his statue was showed in the new Thor flick. So who's going to be that voice to? Yep, who's going to be that voice to guide us or whatnot through that cosmic stuff? So I mean, I could be wrong, but I think it would be dope, and it would make sense, because once you start going there, and with them, messing with the timelines and stuff now, I mean, that's him. He's watching over everything. So, but yeah, I'm not 100% sure of them either. I know the Eternity is who showed up. The Timeless, I for sure don't know nothing about that. Yeah. But I know, Eternity is by far one of the more powerful cosmic characters. He's up there with the big guys. So, but yeah, this is planning for the future. You know what I'm saying? This is when we're gonna be old.
Right. I know, right? That's the crazy part thinking about this. Like, man, we're gonna be 55, 60 when some of these things come out. Like, dang, they are planning for real. But it's dope though, because there's there's so many comic book characters that we might know the name and just don't know the lore of them. but there's some rich stories out there, and people have been following them for ages and never thought they would see some of these characters that are going to pop up on screen, especially the ones that's popping up in these next 2-3 sagas. Like, man, Deep Cut, Century, Adam Warlock is coming. Like, these characters is like, most people don't know them at all, but the heads are like, bruh, y'all have no idea what's about to come. So I'm kind of, it's certain things that I'm glad I never read, and I haven't read a lot anyways, but I like seeing it on screen. So that's my story, and I don't have to compare it to other stuff. But I've been hearing y'all talk about some of these characters, and I'm hype about them too. I'm hype. This all right. So let's talk about some of the other things that they trademarked. Captain America, white, red, and black. I mean, I know what that sounds like. I know. I wish Taylor was on the show because she's been fighting against this Chris Evans thing coming back. I know the red and black suit that the Hydra version of him wears, and that's what I think of when I see white, red, and black. I'm sure they're not meaning like black as in us black. I hope they're not that bold. I mean, you know what I mean? White, red, and black. That's just a little too much on the nose for me, but I have no idea what it's going to be about. But they're already planning another Captain America, so that makes me hype. What did you think about this title when you see it?
You know what I mean? I guess I'm just that's what I was thinking, you know. You know what I mean? Is this gonna try to be some BLM type? Man. I mean, I don't really want it to be. They could speak on the history of it a little bit more. That would be not a whole origin, but you know, going back to where, because you know they ran the super soldier test on us and blah blah blah. Touch on a little bit of that, give us some more history, but I don't want it to just be you know, assalamu alaikum, bean pie, my brother type. You know what I mean?
Right.
But I mean, I'm for it, man. As long as they come correct. I mean, they haven't did us wrong with Captain America movies yet. You know what I mean? It's always a solid story, solid acting, good action. They don't beat us over the head with comedy. And as long as they continue to keep it that lane, I'm all for it. I'm all for it.
Hey, and now you said something. I would accept this title if it is a story about Isaiah Bradley. I will. I'll accept this title for that. That'd be a fire story. But for the current Sam, I don't know about that. All right. So let's go to the next one, which kind of leads. It's kind of similar. I know Nomad. I'm pretty sure Steve Rogers went as Nomad in the comics for a while, when he basically said a man with no country, he wasn't trusting none of these folk out here, so he went rogue. Now I keep hearing that that's who Captain America turned into basically during the Infinity Saga, Infinity Wars, after the Accords and all that dissolved, or he kind of ran away. He was not defending, you know, he wasn't Captain America per se. He's either Steve Rogers or some people say Nomad. I don't know. There's other characters that go by Nomad also in the comics. So I'm just purely speculating, of course, but I think that would be pretty dope to see Captain not wearing the wear right and blue and kind of on his own. Kind of self-discovery too, because he's still a man trapped out of time. You know, he grew up in the 60s or whatnot, you know, and he's still getting adapted to these new days. And I can imagine him being just ultra confused about a country that don't stand for what he thought it stood for, and it would be kind of dope. You know what I mean? You can even bring Sam in there on some counseling ish too for him in that movie, but I don't know. You know, it'll be kind of ill. Let's see.
Yeah.
Well, we got other people.
Yeah, that's how I was thinking. U.S. agent also, but
could be.
I was thinking something because when you was breaking it down, I remember when I was doing some more research. I remember that's kind of how they was bumping heads where, hey, I'm punishing people for not living up to the so-called American USA standards. So as soon as you start elaborating, U.S. agent was what I was thinking also, but I just didn't know. I don't know if they're gonna bring, oh boy, you know what I mean, from Disney Plus to the TV to the widescreen and not. I mean, it would be
he's
cool.
definitely
because it was a solid. I mean, he's a solid character, crazy character. Oh yeah, because he's gonna be in the Thunderbolt.
He gonna definitely be in the Thunderbolt.
Yeah. So that makes even more sense. So yeah, I should have said that.
Okay.
But,
I'm gonna take your credit now. But that kind of will be fly though. Be an awakening for him too. Yeah.
So that brother but do you think you do. But do you think that means that it's gonna be his movie? Or you think he'll just have a big chunk in it?
I mean, I think it could be centered around him. And I don't think nobody's getting a solo movie anymore, unless it's a brand new character that nobody's heard of. Otherwise, they're going to be, characters that we've come to know, and they're help shaping the story somehow, some way. So, but he could be a leading character. He's not a nobody in general. Depending on how the Thunderbolts go, I mean, it might skyrocket this dude. You know what I mean?
True.
I don't put it past him, but yeah, Taylor don't like that dude.
That was about to be my next question. Did I miss something?
When we were doing our reactions to Falcon and the Winter Soldier, bro, every time he was on screen, it felt like a blood vessel bursted in her head. She was just,
I hate everything about you.
Everything. Let's see what it says. Bring Phase 6 films and series. Phase 7 Midnight Suns. Phase 8 Spider-Verse. Phase 9 Timeless Saga. Phase 10 X-Men. Indeed. Dang. You think Phase 10 for X-Men? Ooh, that's a long time though, bro. I'm gonna be 73 years old by then.
I know they've announced that they specifically said they want which I mean it already shows that they want Fantastic Four before X-Men. So I don't really know what's the math or the formula about that. Maybe that gives them more time to get X-Men right, or and there's more X-Men than there is Fantastic Four. So that maybe gives them more time to write, direct, find the right actors and so on and so forth. But yeah, man, we need X-Men before that. Not pooping on your idea. Not pooping on your idea, but we need X-Men before that, man. Like I need to see some Wolverine, Colossus, some Gambit, some Nightcrawler before that, some Rogue before that.
Facts.
Storm.
Yeah, it was crazy because I was watching when I was watching San Diego Comic-Con, one of the reporters that were there, they were interviewing Kevin Feige, and he said something to Kevin Feige like, we all nerds, so we have our own plans that's in our head. He was like, said something about like getting X-Men like 10 years away. And Kevin Feige looked at him and he didn't even look happy. He was like, so you'll wait 10 years for the X-Men? I can't wait that long. So I was like, oh, okay. We know we ain't got to wait 10 years at least.
Yeah, word up. I mean, when they first got the rights, however long ago that was, I remember they said 4 or 5 years. We're embarking on that now. You know what I mean? But this is before a pandemic had happened. This is before movie stars have started passing away and stuff like that. So I get it though. I mean, I'm not over here thinking, I'm not saying that the man lied to us, life happens. So, but yeah, I need it way before 10 years.
Way before that. Yeah. And even if it's not the core members, like, you can kind of slow roll us and bring in other characters because mutants that's a vast array of characters right there. We don't have to all get all of them all at the same time. Just let them trickle in. And eventually, because all these other phases that we're talking about, that's X-Men stuff. It's going to be a heavy mutant, base universes right there. It's going to look very unrecognizable to, folks who started now. They'll put it that way. Yeah. All right. Let's move on to another property that they trademarked, and that's the Celestials End of Time. I mean, you're not lying. There's a lot of cosmic power right there. I don't know if this is actually an Eternals movie or a Celestials movie. I wonder if it actually is an Eternals movie, but who knows? One thing keep hearing this: nobody has addressed the big ass celestial hanging out the side of the earth right now.
just chilling. Just ignore that. Just ignore that.
So I hope I hope they don't wait that long, much more, to address that, because it is kind of a big deal. And Celestials are a big deal also. A lot of people weren't in favor of, or didn't like Eternals that much. I liked it a lot, especially upon the second watch. The second watch was better for me, but the stakes. And this might be a movie that's coming out in one of those phases we were talking about, timeless saga, sagas,
right?
The Eternity saga.
That makes sense.
Yeah,
I know it would be dope to me, but it would be dope to me. But they'll probably keep it X-Men type. But the Phoenix is actually a cosmic being. So if there was somehow they could, if they could, it don't even have to be a straight up Phoenix movie, because I know they done tried their hands at that 2 times already. But if we're gonna keep it cosmic, let's let's dabble in that, put those different characters in different different scenes, different situations. So if when you're showing the celestial powers, the origins of these characters, man, I mean, one of the beginning forces in the universe was the Phoenix character too. So why not show us all that power? You know what I mean? I just think that would be dope. That'd be dope.
Oh yeah. I have no doubt that Kevin Feige is eyeballing the Phoenix Force in some sort of epic situation. I mean, he definitely has more comic knowledge than I do. And every time I hear about the Phoenix, or even the movie we just had with the X-Men Phoenix, the problem with that was it had no buildup. Like it's an Omega level power, Jean Grey right there got the Phoenix right here. That's Omega level power. Like that's something that can't be done in one movie. It has to be almost a phase, what I mean, that gets devoted to that. So yeah, I have no doubt that Kevin Feige has that on his bucket list to do that right. You know what I mean?
Make it happen, buddy. Make it happen.
Sir. Let me see. Oh, give Phoenix a rest. They can't seem to get that right. Hey, it's in the right hands now, baby. Don't worry about that. You know what I mean? It's in the right hands, baby.
Yeah, I think they can get it. Like I said, it doesn't have to be a whole full-on Phoenix movie, but when you start talking about that cosmics and all of that, but that's pretty much where this whole universe started. So to me, that's one of the original powers that has something to do with, the stones, the Phoenix power, death, that in the comic book that the Mad Titan is trying to satisfy, is one of the her face was actually in her face was actually in the on the statues in Thor. So that's all the originating powers, probably all of them, but that Phoenix power, and the Phoenix is one of the original ones. But
I feel like they don't have. Though. I don't think they have the rights to say Phoenix yet in the movies. That's what it is.
Probably so. Yeah, you got that right.
Yeah. Shout out to Makari, because I loved Makari too. She was my favorite character in the movie. Her and Fastos for sure, and then Icarus too. Hopefully he can come to the good side. But yeah. All right. Let's see what we got else. Anybody else say anything? What do you mean? Connection. He say we can't have Wolverine that late because Ruffalo almost be 60 at the end of Phase 6. And we need that Wolverine and Hulk fight. You ain't lying, that boy. Yeah,
well, I really think they moving on from him though, unless them contracts hold it that way. But
I don't know. I hope the World War Hulk rumors are true. I hope so, because that's, what I mean. That's something that's huge that needs to be done. I don't think they can do it the same way because they don't have characters they don't want to throw away. Because like y'all said, he bodied everybody, so they don't want to get rid of everybody in one swoop. Right. They're going to target in on some folks that they ready to get rid of and let them have it.
Did you? This is kind of off subject, but kind of on that same vibe. Have you ever peeped out the Deadpool? What is it? Kills Marvel, or kills the Marvel universe, where he like?
No, I've heard about it. Yeah, I've heard about it.
I don't know if they would do that Because I mean that would make it kind of what you were saying, but that would be crazy too.
Yeah, that would be. I could see that being like an animated movie.
I
could see them doing
that would be dope.
That'd be fire. Yeah. Marvel needs to do more of that. They need to dip their hand into that because DC got it on lock.
You ain't lying there.
Yeah. All right, next one. Hercules, Rise of the Gods. I have a theory with this. You know, we all saw Thor, Love and Thunder. Could Thor be, I don't want to call him the villain, but could he be Hercules kind of like his target? And, you know, Hercules being the villain really, but it's in his perspective, so it's his movie, and Thor be the end guy that he has to fight. I think that'd be fire. Rise of the Gods, that means he might have to body some more gods and things of this nature. I don't know.
Yeah. That, I mean, that in what is Zeus said something about putting the fear into people. So could that be he's catching havoc because he said like, hey, instead of y'all putting y'all faith in us, believes in us, whatever you want to call it, you guys is worried about superheroes. So it could be him just like, you know, he's injected to wreak havoc to bring that fear. Hey, I'm gonna give you something to pray about.
Right.
You know what I mean? Who knows?
I don't know. I just know we gotta have that action though. Street level, you know, destroying buildings, destroying, you know what I mean? Because those guys are just, you know, Hercules is all strength. He's another Luke Cage. He's Luke Cage to the 10th power. If I understand what he's, you know, his strength levels, but
his strength level, what they were saying, like, it's pretty much equal to a Hawk. They said there was a scene that I was doing some research where like the heavens fell, and like he's supposed to just stuck his hands up and stop the heavens from falling. Now, I don't know how that equals out. You know what I mean?
I'm not sure how that works either.
But yeah, if you doing all of that, man, you know what I'm saying? Because I don't see no half and half. You know what I mean?
Know, right?
Like I'm in the middle. I'm 50%. I'm 50% in heaven, and hold that up. You know, is
that heaven falling? Is that the Lord's feet right there falling?
Just dangling, just dangling.
No, that's crazy though. But yeah, that's some wild strength right there. If you can hold the heavens up, I don't know nobody that strong. I ain't never heard that one.
Yeah,
that's crazy though. But I mean, hey, D23, they got some work to do. I'm sure they got some surprises for us. I think the Punisher thing will be announced there. I think so. Maybe even something mutants related. I can't. Werewolf by Night and stuff like that, where they didn't talk about that at San Diego Comic-Con. You know, they had to leave some things off the slate.
When they gonna announce your Moon Knight, man? If he gonna get a sequel?
I don't know. We'll talk about him here in a second too. Matter of fact,
okay, all right.
Let's see. Bring Eternals 2, Shang-Chi 2, Inhumans reboot, and MCU live action Wolverine and D23. Hey, I'm with it. I'm with that. Yeah.
Bro, pretty much.
Will they bring everything? Yeah. Pretty much. All right, let's see what we got next on the slate. Shang-Chi 2, Wreckage of Time. Okay. Yeah, that's interesting title. I'm not sure where we can go with that. You know, it depends what phase we're talking about for this one. But I have no idea. I just want some more fire action from my man. That's about it. Probably a better explanation where the rings came from. That's it. That's all I can say I want right now. Yeah. But I'm sure there's more characters to be introduced in that mythology or whatnot. But anyways, yeah. What was you about to say?
Yeah. I just said that was like the only thing that was kind of lacking from the movie to me. And it wasn't even really like I need a whole bunch of origin. But if they would have just showed like why did I just draw the Mandarin? If they would have showed how he stumbled upon those rings, how did he get them?
Right.
What age did he get them? You know what I'm saying? When was it that it flipped the switch to dominate and take over like he did? And I mean, I don't know. They could always bring him back, but to think of how powerful he was, and then when you go and do research on other MCU, they was evidence I can't remember his squad right now. His name, what was it?
The 10 Rings, yeah. 10 Rings.
The 10 Ring. How you were seeing in different movies, they was elements of that stuff, spray paint on the wall and on people's shirt. You like, you should have. I really truly believe like we should have seen him a little bit more. Because I mean, he's a hard character. You know, he wanted to break that wall. He didn't say let's launch a brick or let's launch some stuff at it. He went up there and just started
put hands on it. He had to put hands on it.
that was one of the hypest parts to me. Like, we're gonna knock this down. I ain't worried about a battering ram, just right hook. I'm about to Rocky this. Like, all right.
Yeah, imagine the MCU if the real Mandarin actually was around. Yeah, that would have been crazy. Because he definitely would have been a fan favorite. I can guarantee that.
Right.
Guarantee that. But yeah, I don't know what to expect from this, or even what theory I could throw out there, other than I need more of that I don't know, kung fu action. I love it.
Right.
All right, here's another one that kind of came out of left field on me though. Red Guardian Generations. I don't know. I mean, it'd be dope to get a movie with the Red Guardian, but it'd be funny though. I can tell you that. Just hearing him talk had me rolling. His thick accent.
Keep that Disney Plus, man.
I can see that.
Not that I own. I think that's when I hear that, that's that screams Disney Plus to me. Not that I'm mad at it, you know what I mean? Nothing against the character. And the actor that plays him, he's solid. I mean, everything he do a good job. You know what I mean? Salute to him on losing all that weight and stuff too.
Yeah, but, he got cut up for that Stranger Things.
Most definitely. But to me, I see that screaming a little more Disney Plus. Keep it witty, since they got him as, witty, funny, 35, 40-minute episodes, 7, 8 of them. I think that fits there cool.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I can see it both ways, but it just depends kind of what vibe they're trying to take with it. If it's going to be a super ultra jokey one, keep that Disney Plus. But I could also see a scenario where it could get real in his in story. But who knows? I don't even know. We should always say that take all this with a grain of salt. They might not even make anything out of some of these. So. But it's fun to talk about. I'll tell you that.
Right. If they did with him, he's one I wouldn't mind an origin story for. You know what I mean? I wouldn't mind.
Get your mind out the gutter, baby.
Man. Oh shoot. Try to keep it PG, Bruce. I don't know where that came from.
Oh, that's funny right there.
Got my words twisted. My bad. But yeah, I wouldn't mind an origin, you know what I mean? Definitely to see how close they tell the story on how close he
Captain America.
You know what I mean? Like how much different was him getting a Canadian super serum to what Captain America did, you know what I'm saying? Right. Or even they did some backstory that more than likely, because I don't know a whole bunch about his character, but you know what I mean, more than likely he was made to kind of react to what Cap was. So I mean, it would be in the background, like, we got to top this guy. So I mean, so now that I think about it,
it could be hard.
Origin,
it could. It really could. I mean, you got to think about it. Russia, in general, when you see stuff in Russia, as far as film wise, it kind of is always grimy though. You don't really see anything with that backdrop as some fun, jokey stuff. It's usually you already got the accent. The accent already sounds like it's about to go down. You know what I mean? The thick Russian accent. So, it could be dope. I just don't know what their plans could be with Red Guardian.
Natasha Daddy Wild.
He was though. He had the gold fronts and everything. He wasn't playing no games.
Suit extra tight. Looking all clumpy in that shirt.
Maybe. Let's see. True that. Yeah. I hope so. Let's see what we got next. Okay, so we're talking about Moon Knight. My camera, I think, is asking for a vacation. Yeah. Midnight Suns. This is another one of those properties that's in that dark pocket that we want to find things in. Blade, Ghost Rider, Moon Knight, and those type carries. Even Luke Cage and some Daredevil, I think, have been a part of the Midnight Suns in certain runs. Okay. Grimy street level stuff, somewhat mystical, but still street level. I really hope they're on path to make this one. You know what I mean? Yeah. I really don't. Do I want it on Disney Plus? I don't know. I'm not sure. It depends what they do between now and then. Do they start? Well, we'll probably get some more TVMA things, and if they do those correctly, then I can vouch for Disney Plus, because I am more with the long form storytelling type stuff. You know, I'd rather get 4 hours or something than 2 hours, just to be real.
Right. Yeah.
But,
me too.
But if they can't show it in a way that I like it on Disney Plus, then put that on the big screen. It's going to be fire regardless. You already got 2 fire actors, Mahershala Ali and Oscar Isaac. That's big enough for it to be box office. So
right.
You know what I mean? And maybe even I know what we say, Dracula being the big bad in Blade. If Anthony Starr was to be that Homelander, imagine being the team up, everybody battling against Dracula. Yeah, we talked about this already. Fire.
That'd be dope.
Fire.
That would almost be a good way to do if you bring in Mephisto.
Oh,
Mephisto.
Mephisto. Yeah.
Mephisto. Yeah, that'd be a dope way to bring him in, like that more darker.
Yeah.
Type realm. Yeah, that'd be dope too. Because I mean, you know, when you're doing Dracula, you're almost doing type of the same type of character. You know what I'm saying?
True.
You know, where there's a devilish character, there's going to be Dracula somewhere lurking too. So, yeah.
I'm with it. I'm with it. Mephisto hasn't came out because the MCU is too bright. It's like, you know what? It's too much light.
It's a little too much. Because to me, I actually, I'll let you. We still.
No, you go ahead. No, you can say what you was gonna say.
I actually thought after we was done with Thanos, the next big bag, you know what I'm saying? I was saying Galactus, but then again, it was like the way they doing the stories. They might not that they're going to follow the same script, but we knew that Thanos was behind the scenes, sending this. If they kept that same formula, I remember saying Doom would be like second on my list, but that was before they had Doom, all his license and everything like that. But then it was Mephisto, because with him being like a devil Lucifer type character, instead of it being about a total world domination or making everything equal like what Thanos wanted, he's a bad guy. Deception, play with your mind. He could get in the ear of anybody who is weak and encourage them to do whatever, almost kind of like what Thanos did, just more maybe a little bit of a darker, eviler way. So to me, like, I think he may have been, to me, one of the best big bads to come. I mean, I'm cool with, you know, I mean, Kang. I know Kang's a bad boy. Rumors of Doom, you know, I mean, stuff like that. But he was number 2, number 3 on my list, just based off of how he could be a puppet master behind the scenes until they show himself like they did with. Because I mean, that's if you want to get really biblical and real, that's the enemy. That's what the enemy does. You know what I mean?
Yep. The devil can make it look as beautiful as the Lord does, but the motive is totally different. That's the only difference.
Yep.
That's all we looked at it. So, all right. Well, let's see. Yeah. Shout out to Oscar Isaac. Definitely. All right. What else we got? Okay. So we're going to we got 3 more. I think, 3 more. All right. The next one. I think everybody's theorized about this. Avengers Academy. More than likely Young Avengers. We've been building up to it for a while. Y'all better hurry up, because these folks is about to look 30. You got to recast everybody. Hurry up. You know what I mean? So, I mean, I guess we can do that. I don't I don't know if I want a Young Avengers movie, to be honest. I definitely want the Young Avengers to be in movies, but for them to have a complete movie by themselves, I'm not sure. I'm just not sure. Right. What context would it, you know what I mean? Why would all the only teenage heroes need to get together and not call their parents to jump in the fight? I don't know if you know what I mean? I don't know if I want those stakes.
They want to, you know, when you was a teenager, you on the show, I don't need you, mom. I don't need you, dad. I could make my own cereal. I'll find my own ride to football practice.
So all the parents is at the crib chilling. Like, yeah, they gone. They're playing video games.
Your dad is Iron Man, bro. Your brother, your dad is Thor. Like,
we need them.
Tag them in. Tag them in. We don't have a parent conference with them.
Right. You know, like I don't really know what to make of this. I mean, they keep talking about it. Everybody keeps talking about it, planting the seeds for Young Avengers, but it just seems so far away that they would do it. And like I said, everybody's just going to age out of their roles. So,
right,
if y'all going to do this, y'all better hurry up. That's all I can say. Really.
Yeah.
Hurry up.
I agree. I agree with all of that.
Mm-hmm. All right. Next one, Avengers Eternity Wars. I mean, we kind of already touched on that. You know, just things are just escalating. You know, the threats are getting bigger, more cosmic. You know, this sounds like some Galactus stuff right here.
Definitely has to be Galactus.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I know Kevin Feige wants to use them. I can't wait to figure out how they're going to use him, because obviously this man is he's going to be the whole screen. He can't be on the screen with no heroes. He's the whole screen. He eats worlds. I kind of hope they do the Ultimates storyline where they change him. He's the the world eater or whatever, but by the end of the storyline, they turn him to the world giver. Like he makes life instead of takes life. But I think that would be fly, because we might need that, because it seems like some things is going to get destroyed within the next 2-3 sagas. You know what I mean?
Right.
Yeah, I don't know what this is going to be about, but it's going to be, I assume, much bigger than what we're doing right now.
Right. With comes Galactus, comes Silver Surfer.
Facts.
I just don't want to wait that long for us to get Silver Surfer. You know what I mean? Like, and right now with a lot of characters on standby, actors' contracts being up or saying that they don't want to return, losing, Starks is dead. The main Cap is retired, tapped out. Are we ever going to get Vision again? What side is Wanda on?
Right.
We really need heavyweights right now. Hawk is a substitute teacher pretty much right now. We need that. So a Silver Surfer, a Century, a Gladiator. I mean, how I'm hearing it sounds like Adam Warlock is going to be on some villain type stuff, but what I remember, and definitely I used to collect them cards back in the early '90s. He was a hero. So I mean, them is them guys that we're going to need if we facing off with originally Silver Surfer was pretty much Galactus's minion. So I was about to say to fight someone like him, which he would have to make that curve and leave the dark side to do that. But even with these more, because if we get into the more cosmic, I mean, really all we got, and this is no disrespect to these characters, I mean, you can't bring Spidey's webs to that. You can't bring War Machine's guns. You know what I mean? His weaponry is dope. But these are guys that move at the speed of light. These are the guys that help create that. And now I just thought about it too. I mean, I don't know what rights they got. But with that being Eternity Wars, man, I mean, they can mess around and introduce somehow the one above all, and that's pretty much the most high of Marvel. So I mean, and that's not saying that he's going to turn bad or he's going to do this or that, but we need those heavyweights to stack up. You know what I mean? To even, and it's got to be believable. Like, you know, when you watch wrestling, if you're gonna have Undertaker in his prime lose, he has to lose to a believable character, a believable wrestler. So I mean, you bring Galactus and what you got at the table, and not dissing these characters. I love these characters, but right now you don't have big enough guns. You know what I mean? You really don't. And
you are right. You are right. And you got to be able to manage all these guns. I think that's what happened to Hulk. I heard the Russos talking about that. It's like, what do we do with this guy? We don't have a movie if he's a full Hulk. So they had to do something, you know what I mean, slightly weird to derail, you know, Hulk. So you're going to have, by the end of all this, all these superpower people you're talking about, if the threat is not, you know, the threat has to be ridiculously dangerous, you know, destructive for all these characters to, you know, they have to be believable, and then you have to do things before that to showcase how powerful they are. Like, there's a lot of groundwork that has to be laid for all this stuff to make sense.
I just thought about something too. I think it was the first live that I jumped on with y'all, or the second, whichever it got mentioned that was saying this is it for the Guardians, but then I remember somebody had mentioned, it was like, well, are we sure it's it, or is it over, or is it this one?
I think
know some of the other Guardians, right? So that's something too. A lot of them guys, the Adam Warlocks, the
Nova,
what is it? Nova, was it Quasar or something like that? Those guys, or you know, they cosmic powers are ridiculous too. So that might open up more avenues for that threat. I mean, it's going to take still more than them. Let us get a Sentry, man. Bring Sentry in that, or even Cosmic Ghost Rider. I mean, maybe they couldn't do. I'm not all up on Cosmic Ghost Rider. I'm more of the original Cosmic, but I know the Cosmic Ghost Rider is a beast. And I mean, we mentioned in all this. I know they would have to introduce the street level Ghost Rider first, though.
Right,
but,
of course.
But yeah, I just know if the threat that's coming now that we going out there. I mean, you're talking about world eaters. You're talking about people that can just eliminate time. So I mean, there's going to have to be some more Asgardian type stuff. Like I said, bring in Beta Ray Bill.
Right.
I mean,
shout out to Beta Ray.
Yeah. So
yeah.
But yeah, go ahead, man. I wasn't trying to take you off.
No, you good, man. You got more comic knowledge than I do, so that's why I have you type of guys on the show, because I'm strictly MCU. I go back and look at comics, you know, from time to time. I like them a lot for the artwork, as you can see in the background. But you know, the MCU is pulling from a very deep collection of comic character and stories, and it's, you know, it's so much. It's so much. That's why I love watching shows like ours and other people's shows, because you know, you get a new tidbit. And it allows you to connect the dots to other stuff. You're like, oh, I didn't know that. So it's a beautiful thing. So I love picking y'all brains like that. One more thing. Let me see. We got another comment. My man, he is not playing. He just wants bring all of it to D23. I ain't mad at you though, bro. I feel you. Just give us the whole slate for the next 10 years. Cool,
it's that superhero buffet. That superhero buffet.
Facts, man. We need all of it. All of it. All right. The last one I had was the Black Knight Origins. You know, and we haven't heard anything since Eternals. Dane Whitman picking up what is the sword that he picked up? First we thought it was a Necra sword, but that's what Gore had.
That's what Gore has.
Yeah.
I can't remember the name, man, and I don't, you know what I mean? I would have to
I can't remember. But regardless, the seed has been planted. We don't know where it's going. They said that was Blade's voice at the end that told him, are you ready to, I don't know if you're ready for that power or something like that. So I assume that those two will tie in somehow. Maybe he'll show up in the Blade movie or, you know, something like that. But I'm kind of hype about it. I don't know much about the character, but he does look kind of dope though. So
yeah, my knowledge is a little bit limited also. But I'm curious. I'm curious, willing to watch and willing to learn.
For sure. Indeed. Well, I think that's about all I had, man. You know, there's a lot of speculation, a lot of stuff that I'm sure Marvel don't even want us to talk about none of these trademarks that just came out. So if y'all don't see this up tomorrow, y'all know what happened. It was actually Marvel that pulled it down, but they can't keep a secret very well anyways. Yeah, there's a lot of stuff to talk about, and we'll talk about it as long as they provide more information. We'll keep it moving. It's always a joy talking with you, Bruce.
Yeah, most definitely.
We'll talk again sometime this week out here. I'll figure out another show to talk about, more news drops, and we'll nerd out. Yeah. You know,
sounds like a plan, man. Appreciate the time. Appreciate the invite.
Absolutely.
Salute my brother's show, man. Like, subscribe, share.
All that, please. Absolutely. The show is fun because the chat be popping. I mean, it's nice that we love talking to you guys, but we could do this on the phone. Right. We can call each other like, yo, you hear about this? But we like to get other people's input and, you know, your ideas and all that stuff. So we appreciate you guys tuning in every time. You already know.
No doubt.
All right. All right. Well, we're about to get out of here. I appreciate everybody checking us out. Like, share, and comment, and subscribe and leave a comment. And we'll see you guys on the next show.
Word up. Be easy. Peace.
Yes, sir.
Shalom.